Welcome back, visionaries. It is Visionary Wellness. I am Charita Raél, the Vision Catalyst, and we are deep into season two, where we are not looking at your business like a cold machine. We are looking at it and treating it like the living, breathing organism that it is. All right. So far, we have checked your identity, we've checked your resources, we've checked your voice, your bones, your heart, and your hands. But today, we are moving into the nervous systems of your business, which is also your partnerships. All right. So listen to me very closely. You can have the best product or service in the world. But if your nervous system, your partnerships are fried, the body will collapse. Okay. So in business, your nervous system is made up of your collaboration. So these are the different types of partnerships. They're made up of your collaborations, they're made up of your joint ventures, and even your client relationships. Now, some people may not think clients are your partners, but the function that they perform as far as a collection of people that keep your business in business, I would definitely consider them as partners. So, one of the things that I've noticed throughout my work in visionary wellness and as a business consultant and strategist and also a wellness practitioner is that because, in these sessions, it's there are expressed feelings around certain things that happen in and around partnerships. All right. No matter if this is a strategy session, a coaching session, a wellness session, business partnerships is a frequent conversation. Okay. So most entrepreneurs are walking around with these pinched nerves, with these partnerships that just give them the ick a little bit, or there are just the challenges that are exist within, and then the conflict resolution really isn't there either, right? So what it looks like is partnerships that either drain them or contracts that cage them. It would really cost them more to get out. So feeling that pressure to just stay in and just force themselves through it. And then also there is the dynamic of client relationships that are super stressful. So a healthy nervous system is one that communicates smoothly. And an unhealthy nervous system is one that is in constant pain. So, the question today is quite simple. All right. Is your business connected to people who amplify your vision, or are you plugged into people who are short circuiting your success? Let's get into it. So, why do I call partnerships the nervous system? And it's pretty much because the nerves are how your body talks to the outside world. All right. And even if we think about our own bodies, the nervous system is responsible for carrying messages between a system that works together because it has different moving parts and it holds information, right? So I want you to think about your nervous system like a high-speed data cable, okay? Now, in the game of telephone, if you remember this when you were in elementary school, maybe even kindergarten, if the person next to you whispers the wrong words into your ear, the message is corrupted before it even gets to the rest of the group, right? So that is exactly what a bad partnership does. It injects static noise, unclear messages into your business. And when your partners aren't aligned, they send bad data through your systems, causing your whole team to react to a reality that doesn't even exist. Seen it many times, right? Many, many times. So I really want you to sit with that for a second. While some businesses believe that conflict within partnerships, the effect is more internal within the circle. No, absolutely not. It will eventually leak out to the rest of the group, the rest of the moving pieces in the system, which brings me to my next subject, the three different types of nerves in your business. So you have your inward nerves, your outward nerves, and your expansion nerves. And let's define those. So your inward nerves are your team and close partners, okay? These inward nerves are what help you move, and if they are out of alignment, you will stumble. These are the people that's working more closely with you, right? So the impact is going to be more potent, if you will. The outward nerves, which are your clients, well, these are the nerves that send you feedback. And if you have the wrong clients, that means your business is getting the wrong signals. More importantly, giving out the wrong signals. If you are attracting the clients that you don't, that's causing you more stress, right? So you definitely want to pay attention to that. Now, the expansion nerves, which are joint ventures, these are like the lungs. And not just the lungs, it's the lungs and the nerves working together to bring in fresh oxygen, okay? And growth. And if you go back to the episode where we talk about the lungs and communication and just how oxygen brings in a fresh breath, a fresh wave of new opportunity and innovation and creativity, you'll kind of understand how that works, right? So, in a healthy body, when the hand touches something hot, and I'm talking about like your physical body, because I'm going to go back and forth here, right? So, in our own bodies, for those of us who don't have nerve damage, right? When the hand touches something hot, the nerves will tell that brain, "Oh my God, this is hot. You better move. You better get out the way. Danger, danger." It'll tell it instantly, right? So, in a healthy business, your partnerships should be that fast and that clear. It should be that fast, and that's how well the partnership should be working together, because it's clear communication. It's clarity in the nerves working together to send messages, right? Rather it's slow down, stop, not that way, not this way, or yes, green light, go. So if it takes 6 months to realize that your partnership is burning you, I want you to think about, you may have a numb nervous system. Your nervous system is numb. Or you really are aware that this partnership isn't really great, but you're not listening to that. We should check into why, right? We should wake up the nervous system to not be numb, or really explore why you are ignoring the signals. All right. So I want to talk about strategic relationship mapping, because this is where we are able to really practice that skill of listening to what our nerves are telling us about the partnership, right? It's how we're listening and viewing and experiencing the partnerships to see what signals and signs that it's giving to say, hey, this is healthy or this is not healthy. And if it's healthy, great, green light. If it's not healthy, I should probably exit before we get too deep, right? So again, this is what we talk about in the Blueprint to Brilliance course. And it's not just about networking, right? When we talk about partnerships, it's more than just networking, surface level networking. Again, we do strategic partnership mapping. So one of the things that are taught, one of the things I teach my students is that there is a difference between attachment and alignment. Now, this portion we could definitely take into our everyday lives, especially when it's dealing with relationships, friendships, even family, right? So again, the difference between attachment and alignment. So an attachment is someone you're holding on to because you're afraid to be alone, or you think you need their money, and that could feel heavy, right? And this could be partnerships or clients. So let me give you an example. I remember being in this space and in a particular community where, it's where I learned a lot, it's where I transformed a lot, it's where I developed a lot. However, because that particular community was not interested or determined or disciplined enough to really embrace or realize certain things about what it takes to create wealth and abundance, that created some tension there. But guess what? I was attached. I was attached. I was like, hey, no, come on, this has to work. You have to do this. Spending a lot of energy wanting this particular community to be clients, not only because I wanted the best for them, but there was a connection there, right? That is attachment, right? So here I am with these ideas and these thoughts of innovation and forward movement and abundance and just the beauty of business. But I'm in this community that, I'm attached to. And because I'm attached, I want them to come along with me on this journey, right? And some of us may share that story. This could be a family, this could be friends, this could be whoever it is in your life. So attachment is all about just afraid to be left or afraid to leave them alone, right? And especially in business, there may be, certain attachments you have to a certain partnership or client base because you feel like you need their resources. You may need resources, but theirs in particular, think about it for a second. So, alignment is a partner who matches your vision and carries their own weight because anything else is a drain. Anything else can feel like a cage. Anything else can be an energetic leakage, also financial leakage. Okay. So, inside the blueprint class, we look at the nervous system map and we ask three major questions. Number one, does this partner have the same values? If the brain wants to go left and the feet wants to go right, you will fall down. The second question is the exchange of equal energy. So in a body, blood has to flow to the organ and from to and from, right, the organ. It has to go both ways. But if it only goes one way, the organ dies. It's the same with partnership. How many of us have been in partnerships where it's gung ho at first, but then you end up being the one who's doing the most work, or the opposite? You was the one who just stopped showing up, right? That's a drain. And the partnership dies or the business dies. Something falls off, right? Number three, is there a clear contract for communication? So, nerves work on clear signals. Healthy partnerships work on clarity. Healthy partnerships have healthy and clear communication, especially in the midst of conflict resolution. So, if your partnerships are vague, they are failing. And this also goes into the culture that you're building. And again, this is all about building better business culture. So, this is a very important and dynamic part in business. So, if you are tired of not so great partnerships in business, if you're tired of bad clients, bad collaborators, it's mostly because you did not take the time to map out what an aligned partnership actually look like. You may have an idea of what it feels like, but what does it look like? So we go over how to set those sensory boundaries so only the right people get access to your business body. Okay, because remember, it's a living, breathing organism. You have to take care of all the organs, all the systems, all the functions. So, let's now get into what I call a sensitivity test, right? This is a test on your current business connections. And I want you to write these down. Write down your top three partnerships. If you have to pause this video, please do so. But I want you to write down your top three partnerships. This could be a big client, this could be a coach or a collaborator. And I want you to ask yourself these three questions and also be super honest. I mean, brutally honest. I mean, like total radical honesty. All right. Number one, are they a catalyst or are they a clog? Does this partnership make things move faster, or do you have to spend hours upon hours explaining things every time? Like they just don't get it. There's just a big disconnect. Number two, is the signal clear or cloudy? All right, number two, is the signal clear or cloudy? Do you know exactly what they expect from you? And do they know what you expect from them? Because confusion is a numb nerve. There have been quite a few partnerships where one partner has all these expectations that the other partner is performing, but the other partner didn't sign up or agree to those expectations, and that other partner had no idea that this partner had those expectations. So, that's already a problem, right? Number three, would you sign them today? Knowing what you know now, would you plug them back into your nervous system or would you leave them alone? I want you to ask yourself those three questions and be honest, okay? If the answer is no, you have a pinched nerve and you are in pain because you're holding on to something that does not belong in your system. So sometimes, like, we want to be happy, we want to be joyful, we want to be pleasant. I get it. But sometimes you got to be ruthless about your nervous system, okay? Because if your nerves are stressed, your identity will show it and your resources will drain away. All right. So, again, I want to be very clear. None of us are meant to build things alone. You're not meant to build your vision or your business alone, but you are also meant to build it with people who do not drain your life force. Okay? Very important. I'm going to say this again. You were not meant to build this alone, but you were also meant to build with people who will not drain your life force. Okay? We can't afford that. So your business deserves a nervous system that is calm, that is clear, and that is very much connected, very much aligned. So, what is the action step we can take this week? I want you to go into your business body check-in workbook and look at house 7 of partnerships and rate the health of your connections from 1 to 10. And if you feel constant stress in this area, your system is trying to tell you something. All right. Now, if you're ready to stop the whole trial and error type of dynamic and start strategic relationship mapping, then I'm going to see you inside the Blueprints of Brilliance course, okay? Where we're going to build your nervous system together so that you can scale without a headache. It's such a beautiful occurrence. Now, you may have some headaches, but your partnerships won't be the bulk of them. All right. So, I want you to click the link below if you have not already from the other episodes and get your free business body audit. And let's find out where your business is short circuiting. Okay. So, again, this has been such a pleasure. I'm so glad you've tuned in. I am Charita Raél, the Vision Catalyst, and we are trading fractured strategies for integrated systems. We're trading chaos for clarity. We're trading hustle for wholeness. Okay. So stay aligned, stay empowered, and I will see you in the next episode where we're going to talk about shared resources.